humans have 5 senses. Do you believe that? Well, actually, it's a myth. But in school we were taught that humans have only 5 senses: sight, smell, taste, hearing and touch. However, science says that we have many more than 5. Hey, this is your host Marabi and you're watching this channel. So let us look at some of our extra senses and why knowing about them can help us survive. The idea of 5 senses comes from the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle. He believed that everything we know about the world around us comes from just 5 senses. And he also believed that these 5 senses are equally important for our survival. Sight, smell, taste. Hearing and touch are still considered to be the most important senses, but science has found many others. Here are some of the senses that we have in addition to the 5 that Aristotle identified. Our sense of balance, also known as the vestibular sense, helps us keep our balance and know where we are in space. It's a combination of 3 senses: the sense of movement, the sense of body position, and the sense of spatial orientation. You can experience this sense when you spin around in a circle and then stop, and feel like you are still moving even though you may not. This sense is important for our survival because it helps us to stay upright and avoid falling, especially when we're doing things like walking or climbing. It also helps us to navigate through our environment and to interact with objects around us. Sense of temperature. This sense allows us to feel hot and cold and is closely related to our sense of touch. It helps us to protect ourselves from extreme temperatures and also plays a role in regulating our body temperature. This sense is important for our survival because it helps us to avoid getting too hot or too cold, which can be dangerous for our bodies. Sense of pain. This sense warns us of danger and helps us to protect ourselves from harm. When we experience pain, it tells us that something is wrong and that we need to take action to correct it. This sense is obviously important for our survival because it helps us to avoid or minimize harm to our bodies. These are 3 of the many senses that we have in addition to the 5 that Aristotle identified. There are also other internal senses that we rely on, such as hunger and thirst. These senses are important for our survival because they tell us when we need to eat or drink. Proprioception. This is the sense of where our body is in space. It is important for our survival because it allows us to move and interact with our environment without falling over or hurting ourselves. For example, proprioception allows us to catch a ball that's thrown to us without having to look at it. So, these are just a few of the many senses that humans have. While Aristotle was wrong in thinking that we only have 5 senses, he was right that these senses are all important for our survival in one way or another. Without our senses, we wouldn't be able to interact with the world around us or protect ourselves from danger. Now you know that there are actually a lot more than 5 senses. How many senses do you think we have? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about our amazing body, check out the video, How does the human body work? By clicking on the card that will appear on the screen shortly. And don't forget to subscribe for more fun science videos.